audition for you again sometime.
Well, I'm sure you will. You were quite good. It's just that you didn't quite fit what I was looking for.
I understand completely, and may I wish you the best of luck in your performance.
I've changed my mind. I'm going to the lounge right now and tell everybody that I've chosen someone else for the role of Heather Haskins. No one will intimidate or manipulate the great Cecil B. DePille.
Here, here.
Oh, no, not you! Oh!
Extra, extra! All about it. The great Cecil B. DePille was murdered last night at the Dewdrop Inn. Extra, extra! Read all about it. The great Cecil B. DePille was murdered last night at the Dewdrop Inn. Extra, extra! Read all about it. The great Cecil B. DePille.
Huh? Woman in life.
As we serve dessert and coffee, you will receive an account of what transpired after our characters met in the lounge. Read the information carefully and decide what line of questioning you wish to follow to unravel the crime. One tip you might pass on is to find out as soon as possible where everyone was when the crime was committed. Soon we will bring Joe Saturday and all the suspects back. You will have the opportunity to interview each of the suspects. The characters will rotate from table to table, and you'll be able to obtain one clue at a time. If you don't have a specific question for a character, he or she may provide you with the clue which could help you in your quest to identify the killer or killers before moving on to the next table. The tables compete with one another. At the first table, to solve the mystery correctly will win the prize. Once you think you have the mystery solved, write down who did it, how it was done, and why. Give your solution to Joe Saturday. He will put the time down when he receives your solution. In the event 2 or more tables arrive at the correct solution, the one with the earliest time will be the winner. If you change your mind after submitting your solution, your table can put in another solution, which will have a new time. Your original solution will be thrown away. Here are some suggestions which may be helpful in solving the crime. First, every character has at least one and generally more clues that will help you find the solution. Characters who were not involved in the crime often have the key clue that leads you to the killer. If you've eliminated a suspect, don't ignore that person's clues. Second, obviously, our killer or killers won't tell you the whole truth. When you think you've found a suspect who is not being totally honest with you, try to find other characters who have information about that suspect. This will get you to the correct solution ahead of the other tables. And I believe you now have your solution forms and your information from the police.
So what do you think?
I say the Black Widow.
I say S-T-R. For gold.
All right, now let me start over here. You guys are what, the losers? Is that what I hear? Play music that keeps me awake.
Here is Joe Saturday. He hasn't a clue.
Hey, Joel.
I will be collecting your solutions table by table, so if you have them. Oh, Isabel has some. Anybody who's still working on their solutions, please hand them to me. I will circulate the room. I'm circulating.
We now have a solution from each table. Now to tell us who actually murdered Cecil DePille and how it was done, here is Joe Saturday. All our characters, please come on stage at this time.
I couldn't resist. I see it so many times on TV. See, now I got it. Nah, the woman in black does it. He's already left. He's out of the way.
Thank you for all coming. The slaying of Mr. Cecil B. DePille is on the surface an extremely easy case to solve. We have a motive, we have the weapon, and we have eyewitnesses. Why then am I even here this evening? My powers of deduction are necessary in complicated cases, not easy ones. Perhaps this case is not so simple after all. Let us see what we have. Mr. DePille is making a telephone call when someone whacked him over the head with the hammer. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Where was everyone when this happened? Mr. Max Fisher and Miss Paula Provost were in the lounge, as is Mr. Gambino. Mr. Babcock, who is currently in the men's room, is in the parking lot. As is Mr. Stragone. So all the men are accounted for and have an alibi for Miss Provost as well. None of them have a motive anyway, so all of you may leave now. Now for the rest of the women. Miss Helen Blazes is in the parking lot with her new boy toy, Mr. Stragone. She may have a motive, but she has an alibi. Mr. Babcock, who, as you all know, is currently in the men's room, both saw them come in after the killing. Miss Blazes, you may also leave. Miss Frederici and Lucinda DePille. Both provide alibis for one another. They were both in the powder room. A good thing for you, Mrs. DePille, as you had threatened to kill your husband with a blunt object. There was no need for either of you to stay any longer. This leaves 3 women who could have committed the crime. Miss Wilma Westrom, supposedly at your car, Miss Sybil Monstros in the lobby, and Miss Eve Trueheart, also in the lobby. 2 of these ladies are eyewitnesses who can pin the murder on the 3rd. Miss Westrom saw Eve Trueheart standing over the body with the hammer in her hand, and Miss Monstros actually saw Miss Trueheart hit Mr. DePille with the hammer. Several people saw Miss Trueheart then dash out the door immediately after the killing, thus verifying Miss Westrom's testimony. Miss Westrom, you are free to go. And we have a motive for Miss Trueheart as well. She was very upset over losing the part to Miss Frederici. Normally, we would close the case at this point and continue to search for Miss Trueheart. But something isn't quite right here when we put all these stories together. One person's story doesn't ring true. No one saw her where she said she was. Nobody saw her in the lobby where she had to be at the time, or to see Miss Trueheart and Mr. DePille at the time the crime was committed. Several people did see her well after the crime was committed, but no one saw her dash out of the door as she said she did in pursuit of Miss Trueheart. So, Miss Sybil Monstros, where were you really when all this was going on? Why did no one see you? Why did several people see Trueheart, but now she's nowhere to be found? Yes, Miss Trueheart is the killer, but so is Miss Monstros. They are one and the same person. Pete and Sybil, in the name of the law, come with me.
I was right!
We have a winner. We have a winner, and their solution was handed in at 8:46, the earliest time, and they said it was Sybil and Eve. Table number 1.
They cross one of them ones up.
At this time, I would like to thank our kitchen crew. If one of the waitresses, please ask them to come out, please.
Wait a minute. It wasn't really three waitresses. It was one doing it all. Put a wig on.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the cast. Our newspaper boy, Ryan Anderson. Lucinda DePille. Carol Hay. Marty Babcock. Joel Kaplan. And also, he was Joe Saturday. Florence Federici. Amanda Marignano. Gus Gambino. Bill Shea. Paula Provost. Joan Levine. Sylvester Stragone. Tom Marignano. Hell and Blazes. Barbara Skilton. Max Fisherman. Bill Anderson. Wilma Westrom. Sheila Shea. Eve Trueheart, alias Sybil Monstrose. Kelly Ellsworth. Last but not least, Cecil B. DePille. Jay Skilton.
I was wondering why you were saying the cemetery.
They do look fast, don't they, Jeff?